Shooting the breeze with Nadine and Janine, talking about what's going on. Just having fun as we tell you some things that happened the whole week long. And to mention a few things that you were not privy, but we to help you along. Shooting the breeze with Nadine and Janine. Hope that you come along.
Hi, I'm Nadine Burrows Jamison, your host, and this is my good friend Janine Bookwalter, your co-host.
And I would like to invite you to Shooting the Breeze with Nadine and Janine.
And our show's lineup for today is what's going on in Harrisburg, or better yet, what's going on in Hershey, what's in the news, our topic of the day, pearls of wisdom, as Miss Janine always gives us, and of course our stinker of the week. So, what's going on, Janine?
I could eat an ice cream cone tonight, but
Oh
you
my
know
goodness!
what?
Speaking of ice cream cones,
We have this famous little place called Three B's,
Yes.
which is only 4 minutes away from where I live on Dairy Street, close to 50th and Dairy. But you know what, Nadine? They're closing down. Not forever, just for the season.
okay, now was that the name of the place that you and I went to Saturday?
No,
That's
that
what I'm
was
that's
the
what I-
Tiger Eye.
Yes, the Tiger
That's
Eye.
on Dairy Street.
Yes.
Too. And the Tiger Eye is
That was
a
wonderful. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
little art shop where the young lady supports local artists.
Yes.
She's got snacks that you can nosh on. They're
Mhm.
fancy little cookies, sugar cookies,
Mhm.
and chocolates. And I got a chai tea
Yeah.
that was whipped like a milkshake.
Right.
It was so good. It was unique tasting,
Yeah.
and it's something
It
that
was
you
good.
need to like
Yeah.
in order
Yeah.
to really enjoy it. But
Mhm.
then they have all kinds of ice creams too. What did I end up getting?
You got the chai and you got the tea. You got the chai tea and you got the ice cream cone.
I can't
the,
remember what flavor I got, but I got it in the waffle cone.
waffle cone. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
got ended
Got
up
waffle
getting
cone
what?
with butter pecan,
Yeah, butter pecan.
butter almond, butter pecan and a coffee, which I left in your car. Did you find
I
it?
know. I did find it. I thought,
Yeah.
oh no.
But this place is so wonderful. It's right down there. It's across from the firehouse, right?
Yes.
And we passed it a lot when we be coming and going, and we said we gotta check it out one time, and we did go in there. You know, it was to me it was mind blowing because before you go in there, anyhow, they have these chairs and tables outside, and the table is like how can I say
Trees.
trees, right?
Circles of the tree.
The chopped tree, you're right.
Yes.
That's the table, and then you had the chairs that match them. It was so colorful.
Each chair was done in a different pattern
Yeah.
and colors.
Yeah.
And they had 6 chairs per table, so there had to be at least 12 of them.
Outside,
But
yeah.
the circular part of the tree was
Was the
varnished
table?
with
Yes,
a high
yes,
gloss
it was. Yes, it was.
varnish.
And when you go in, you have all these books around where you go eat your ice cream and drink your coffee or your tea and read a book. Boy, that place was really amazing. It really was, and it's a small place. It's not real big. It's a small place.
She went to the Casa School of Arts
Yeah.
downtown, and she is a young entrepreneur.
She's a young girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we asked her, and she said everybody in the family is
Our family
talented.
and stuff helped
Well,
her.
they took it all so that we couldn't get any.
Yes.
She said her brother was talented. Her
Everybody.
father owns the business.
Right, a couple doors away from her. What's the name of his place? It was the
It's
fish
just,
something.
he's got seashells all over
Yeah.
the place. I can't remember.
Yeah, but her shop was very unique. It was so we kept marveling about it. We
And-
really did, Janine.
Yes.
And she sell earrings and stuff like that. But it was so cozy, you know.
There
you
were
know, you
paper
sit on the couch or you
flowers,
sit on the
yes.
chair and you listen to music,
Yes.
whatever, and read a book. It was nice.
She had an eye for the
She
arts,
sure
and
did.
just you could
Yeah.
tell that was something that she was really
Yeah.
passionate about.
And her family helped her with it.
And
And,
her
and her
family.
friends, and her art friends, and her,
Yes.
yeah.
I called
That
my
was
girlfriend
nice.
to do the mosaic jewelry, and she said that she was going to get in touch with her.
See, that's wonderful.
My friend Jan does beautiful work and makes necklaces and covers jewelry boxes.
Mm-hmm.
She takes old teacups and a rubber mallet and smashes them into a million pieces. And that sounds like, oh, that would be easy. But
Yeah.
then each piece
See?
is put in
Individually, yeah.
individually
yes,
and
yeah.
designed. And you have to have an eye for that
Yeah.
to see what's going to go together.
Yeah.
And the sizes have to be fit in a particular place.
It's one of those ice cream shops that you would want to go to all the time because, like I said, Janine, I
Yeah,
was like, I was like, I can't believe this little place, you know.
It's nice.
It's
and
really
I'm sure
nice.
she changes the artist displays.
And the pictures, it's
Every
really,
now and
really
then.
nice, you know. And she did tell you to tell your friend that she could bring her jewelry down. And she
Yes.
could, that was nice.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
So I
yes.
asked Jan if she would please get in touch with me.
Yes.
Because Jan's items are not big.
Yeah.
That they could be put on the shelves
Yeah.
in the display case.
Well, you know we're gonna go back there again.
Yeah, I know.
When you was talking about it's gonna be closed, I was like, what? That's why I said, what? That's not the same thing. We went-
I was
yeah,
talking about 3B's.
yeah.
But 3B's sells ice cream too, and their
Yeah, we
the
went
ice
to-
cream's
yeah.
delicious.
Well, you and I went before.
Yes.
And we sat in the car and ate ice cream,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
And they're going to be
They're
closing
closing for the season. They do that
on
though.
the 20th. They do. And then they'll open back up in March, depending how warm the
But
weather
her
is.
shop is not going to close down for the
No,
season.
she'll be there.
No, she'll be there. And
So,
we'll be going back
okay,
and
we
forth.
got on the same page eventually.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
And so our show line for today is what's going on in Hershey. What's in the news? Topic for today: pearls of wisdom and stinker of the week. So Janine,
What is the topic?
well, let me tell everybody what's going on in Hershey first of all.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
just interested in the topic tonight. I'm sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so we have Bob Dylan and his band Tuesday, November the 16th at 8 p.m. Wednesday, November the 17th at 1 a.m. And the tickets are $29. No, I'm sorry. Scratch that, people. The tickets are $299.
I was going to say
Okay.
29 for the name
Yeah.
Bob Dylan doesn't
Yeah,
sound-
$299, and it goes up to $562, depending on where you see it, the seating. Yeah, so from $299 to $562.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you have The Waitress touring, and that's November the 27th, and that's 2 to 6 p.m. Hershey Theater, 15 East Caracas Avenue, Hershey, PA. And then you have the Trans Siberian Orchestra,
They're good.
Christmas Eve and other. Really?
Oh, they're good.
Are they,
they're
Janine?
professional
Oh my
people.
goodness.
And their music is distinct and
Wow.
staccato like.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
That's nice. And it's called Christmas Eve and Other Stories. You know, November the 20th, and it's Saturday, 3 to 7 p.m. Hershey, PA. The tickets are $46 and $96. And now these are the lowest tickets, $46 and $96. These are the lowest tickets. And if you wanted to have those other seats, the other seats is going to cost you a whole lot more. I've seen it's up to $500. So,
Yeah.
but they, you know, get those lower tickets if you got to get it. You'll still enjoy the show, you know. So if you're interested in what I just said about Hershey, go check it out. You might like it. Yeah. So Janine, what's in the news for you?
What's in the news for me? Nobody's ready. I need to follow this. Okay, in the news. It's now I'm not going to be able to get the page.
Yes, okay.
Oh my goodness. What is the hiring boom? What do you think it might be?
The hiring boom.
Yeah, the hiring boom. After more than a year of quarantine and nearly 80 million American jobs being lost, placing people in jobs is right around the corner. There are a flood of positions for applicants. However, finding the right person needs to come about by improving the process of hiring. This topic really is interesting because we tend to hold back to the good old days, as some people quote. But the methods and methodologies of yesteryear are not good
Oh,
for today.
no, it's not.
I thought this was interesting that some people that wrote this article had five items of criteria that were important. Now, some people might agree with this and some people might not. But it's just something to ponder. Refreshing job requirements must account for new skills and competencies. And I know with the position I'm in now, and I don't know a lot. I'm learning as I go. But you need to know the computer. You really need to know
Yes, because that's all they're using
to put
today.
attendance in, to
Yes.
send emails,
You
to
have to know
find
it.
out about a meeting. If you don't know how to open Microsoft Outlook,
Yeah.
you're done, and you're not going to know
You're not
about
gonna get it,
anything.
yeah.
And it's not that it's hard, but somebody needs to take the time to teach you.
To teach you, yeah.
And you know what I find out? Even with teachers, they say, well, you do this, and they get on. That is not teaching a person,
it's
and
not.
you're going to
No.
be asking them
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm thinking, if this is how you teach your children, no wonder.
They're not going to
They're
learn.
not
Yeah,
They just don't have the patience.
yeah.
They think it's just more important to get it done. And really, for me to learn, I can learn it. But
Well,
I
just
need
show
to
me how to
write
do it. Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Well, and I myself have to write everything down.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You know,
I
and
do
then
that
I
too.
can, when nobody's around and I
You
need
can take
the
your time and
steps.
do it. Yes.
Yeah, you
of
read
course.
your notes. Rethinking motivational fit. Will the person find the job satisfying, or will they be bored out of their mind?
Yeah.
And one of the jobs recently, I was so bored.
You're bored out of your mind. You
I
know.
was
huh?
bored, and I couldn't. One morning.
If you're
I
bored
woke
out
up-
of your mind doing a job, you're not going to want to be there.
No,
You're going to sit there waiting. And you're just saying, "I'll be glad when it's time to go home."
the clock.
That's what you're going to be. Yeah, watching the clock.
Every 10 minutes,
Yes.
you were looking at.
Because you want to go home.
I
Yeah.
can't. Well, guess what? I don't watch the clock anymore. Before I know it, it's time to go home. Inclusion and reducing biases. Inclusion and diversity are top for most organizations. How can the hiring process guard against discrimination? And I think that's something that's always got to be reviewed and revised, because new situations come up on a daily basis, and something you try might work for a while,
Yeah.
but then it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
This is a big one for the job market. Conducting virtual interviews. How can virtual interviews be better than face-to-face? There was something I just had to think about. Measuring the impact as companies figure out how to improve the hiring process. How will they measure the data and the impact of improvements? Because a big thing in the job market now is to collect data, and you have to be able to measure that data to see if you've reached the goals.
Yeah.
Thanks to the pandemic, everyone changed procedures and methodologies to improve the job market and still succeed. They most likely will stay in place. That's what this person said that wrote the article. And I wanted to add, at least for now, because I'm sure they'll be changing again. And now, must a person use Teams or Zoom? Zoom I've used. but I'm not aware of Teams.
Okay.
So that's something that I guess brings in meetings in a virtual
Right.
meeting. I'm going
Right.
to research it some more
Yeah.
and see what it is.
Yeah.
Intelligence requires a new set of competencies. Hiring managers need to look at what is required for success in today's world.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about with the companies providing the trainings
Yeah.
so that the people can be successful and know how to do it. It does not mean just throwing somebody in a room and saying do the job.
Right. You can't do it.
So
You know,
it's just
and a lot of these bosses, some of them rather do a virtual thing with the person they're looking to hire. You know, yeah,
because
yeah,
in this day and age as a whole, and I'm not accusing every employer because it's not true, but as a whole, they're about production and making the money and they're not interested in taking the time to build a rapport
Yeah.
with their employees.
yeah. And well,
I've
sure,
seen it
you're
happen
right.
a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, with being a substitute teacher at times, it can be a lonely life because you
Yeah.
can be standing by yourself a lot and you don't fit into the crowd
Yeah.
that's working there.
Right.
And nobody's really that interested in
In
asking you
anything,
who you
right.
are and asking
Right.
about
Yeah.
yourself. So it's something I think it's important.
It's not like it used to be, Janine. You know,
In
people
any
are not,
job, I don't
yeah.
think it's only...
It's. I find it kind of sad to tell you the truth. You know.
And if you somebody's new, the common sense thing for me to do is go over and say hi. How
It
are
used to
you
be back there in
doing?
the day when the teachers, they all, a lot of times you find them all, they get together on hold and they're in a lunchroom or whatever, they all talking and all that kind of stuff. And when the new ones come in, they welcome them and all kind of, but not no more. I mean,
It's
like,
changed.
it's like, you know, we tell the children in school and at the school program, you know, don't have cliques and this, that, and the other. Don't stay. I mean, you be welcoming to other people, you know, and you know, include them in your games and stuff like that. You know, a lot of times we got to our kids that, you know, somebody coming new and another person sitting over there, you know, won't you go get a game and play with
Yeah.
such and such, you know, they new here, you know, get, you know, let them get to know you, know, stuff like that. But when it comes to, you know, adults, you know, you can't tell children to do one thing when you're not even doing it your own self.
No, you need to
You know,
model.
not making the person feel welcome. Yeah, yeah. And on the other side of the news, Miss Janine,
Okay.
what's happening in the news? Well, Wanda Williams, our new mayor.
Oh.
Yeah, the resident of Harrisburg will finally have an authentic. The residents of Harrisburg will finally have an authentic mayor, and that's me, who is rooted in. This is what she's saying.
Okay.
Who is rooted in the community, and who is going to take input from the community and is going to assume that this beautiful city of ours lives, breathes, and feel like the community it wants to become.
Okay.
And first she was city council president. Now
Yes.
she's mayor.
Yes.
Good for her.
She
And I
hung
really
in
think
there.
she's going to do a great job. I really do. I like her a lot. I do.
She's been on the political scene
For
years.
years.
I remember.
For years. And I think Pappin Foose thought that he was going to win when people were first coming out voting and stuff like that. And when it wasn't the way he thought it was, you know, he figured that, you know, we need to just take this count again, whatever.
Right.
And she came through flying colors again. You know,
Okay.
well, before that he was saying, you know, what he's going to do for the city. I said, look, find time for you to start saying what you're going to exactly do for the city now. That, you know, but listen, you know, when you're elected, you're supposed to do what you said you're going to do for the people in the city. And a lot of times when these officials are elected, they kind of get comfortable, I think, and laid back and, you know,
Or they're met by opposition.
or they, yeah, true.
That
Yeah,
happens
that happens too.
I mean,
It
they
does.
plan on it,
It
but
does. And
so it's just a new season.
it's a new season. It's a new season, and I hope things work out for her. Kudos to her. Yeah. And our topic for today.
Now, what is it?
Our topic for today is: should step parents have as much say in the child's life as the paternal parent? What do you think?
Now, I knew you were going to ask me first. Wow, that's a hard one.
Okay, just say your truth.
I think
Just do you, Janine?
I know,
Yeah.
I'm thinking. It depends on the situation.
Okay.
But respect needs to be taught for both the parent and the step parent. I've seen homes where the step parent's afraid to say anything, and they just say, "I'm not getting in the mess." Wait a minute, you're living under my roof. I'm helping to bring in the money to provide the food. What do you mean? You don't have to listen to me. So, but that's the mother's. Well, no, it's the opposite
mother or the
parent's.
father.
Yeah,
What's
it's
up?
the
Yes.
opposite parent's responsibility, at least to teach respect for both parents. And a lot of times, the parents are battling the birth parents,
Right. Yeah.
and so it's used more as control
Right.
and manipulation, and
Right.
that is wrong. Honey, if I'm the stepmother and you're living under my roof, you're going to respect me, and you're going
That's
to.
right.
I mean, well, you can go live with that
Yeah.
because I'm not going to
yeah.
be disrespected.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people probably feel that way. But should the role of the parent be minimized? Absolutely not. I mean, they're the parent and they should be respected. And if it's something where you have different opinions, the parent and the step parent need to come together, talk about it before they ever even say anything to the kids. And that's where many people fail.
That's right.
They fail. They want to use it as power. Well, you did me wrong, so he's not. And the child is a puppet being manipulated between these two.
That's right.
All right, girl.
Yeah.
I did. So I think it all depends on the situation.
It's true.
But respect is the key before you can go anywhere else. What do you think about it?
Well, I do. You know, it's like you say. It depends on there's different situations, and yes, the person is raising your child, acting just, being the actually doing and being the father that the paternal father isn't being to the child.
Okay.
Okay. Keeping a roof over their head, clothes on their back, food on the table. Going back and forth to the school to make sure everything's fine. When things go wrong, they're always there. When the kids get into a fight with their friends, whatever, that person's always there.
Yeah.
You know, as a parent, making decisions for when they're, about to graduate. Now you're buying their clothes and stuff for them to graduate. You renting cars so they can have a nice time. All right, you're beautifying their room because as they grow, they want different things.
Oh,
We want a new
absolutely.
bed. We want this, that, and the other. And that stepfather does this. Listen, to me, And I can say that Bill has been a father to the youngest. Well, to all of them really, but I won't talk about the older one because they were are already gone.
Okay.
But 6 and 8, you know.
Were the children's
Well,
ages?
yeah.
Okay.
And when we got together, he said, I'm going to treat them just the same as I treated my children.
Okay.
You know, I sent my kids to college, all 6 of them. He said, and Ziza and Dina, they're going to go too. He said, put Ziza in school for nursing and stuff like that, paid all the tuition and stuff like that. He, listen, I have to say it because it's true. He was and still is more of a father to all of the children, not just the 2 younger ones, but they're not young. They're old now. They're in their 20s and stuff now, these and them. But he is now, and always has been a father figure to them, you know, and they say that all the time because he was, you know, and he's given them everything, really. He really has. And for my first, you know, marriage was a struggle. My second marriage was a struggle. But when I got with Mr. Bill, I laid those burdens down, girl, and that was it. You know, and I was happy that my children was happy, and they love him, and they call him dad, you know, and yeah. So it depends, you know, and we always would when they were smaller. Sit down, have conversations with them, stuff like that, and they always showed respect, and because of the way he treated them.
Absolutely.
You know, because of the way he treated them, and I was happy for them. You know, and so yeah, it really depends, and sometimes things don't happen that way. When he was mentioning about, because sometimes a person, a woman or a man could go into a home where it's that situation, and no matter how good that person is to those kids, they will treat him or her so bad
because the birth parent is
saying
that.
Yes, yeah, and I just think it's a sad thing because those kids could really have a nice life.
When you see that kind of behavior, you just want to look at the person who's guiding the kids in the wrong way and just say, grow up.
Hurry up and grow up.
Because some of the people are too old to
old
be
for
acting that
way.
way.
Of course, and this
30
is
and
named
40, come on, grow up.
I've seen it my own self,
I know.
Yeah, and it's just a sad thing, you know, and even the grandkids are is pop.
Yeah,
that's what it is, you know, and so he went from treating my children like his own to treating my grandchildren like his own, and that's all they know, you know. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I just think, you know, for the ones who want to do the right thing and do something like that, just making the kids miss out on it because the kids are listening to poison a lot of times, you know, because they can't stand to see the other person being happy. That's the thing, Janine.
Yeah. Well, it's a jealousy thing, and it's
yeah. And sometimes when you break up, you're not really wishing the kids, you know, the other half.
It's
the
not
best.
about the kids.
It's not about them.
It's about them and their hate for the other person. We've got to move right along. Stinker of the week, and then I'll add my pearls of wisdom, and we are finished.
Janine, you could go ahead and add your pearls of wisdom because I don't have a stinker for the week, girl. So go right ahead.
You don't.
No.
Maybe the stinker of the week is the person that just tries to keep drama going in the step parent role.
Oh yeah.
Whether
how about
you know,
that?
And doesn't try to calm
how
things
about
down.
that?
Decorate your surroundings. Keep your house in order. You must live there. When your house is in order, so is your life. I've always believed that. Mm-hmm. Not that everything's perfect, but to go into a home where the dishes are piled 50 feet high and the magazines are all over the place. How can you be content within yourself? Everything's out of control. So, and I just make myself, no, you don't feel like it all the time. Sometimes you think, oh, it'd be easier to lay in the bed. But no, get up and care enough about yourself and your family to keep your home in order.
In order, yeah.
And on that note, it's time to go now.
Oh, this was such fun. It is time to go. And people, we want to thank you.
Yes.
For tuning in. And thank you for the pearls of wisdom, Janine.
Okay.
Yes.
So now I have to go clean my house. No, it's in order. It's in order. That's something I'm pretty strict about. So we will meet you with a new show at the same time in the same place.
Oh, yes.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.